Hi everyone, very warm Wesak greetings to you all. My name is Emily Carpenter and I'm here with my friend Marianne Gallo, who will be speaking just after me. I am really happy to be joining you today from afar, from my home in Portland, Oregon. I am a co-founder of the Friends of Aloka Vihara, which is a community of lay supporters supporting Aloka Vihara Forest Monastery, which is near Placerville in California. And I'm here today just to tell you a little bit about what Friends of Aloka Vihara does and why I think our work and why supporting the Bhikkhuni Sangha in general is so important. So Friends of Aloka Vihara was established in 2015 and we have a couple of different aims. One is to support fundraising efforts at Aloka Vihara, which has mainly consisted of us coordinating the annual Katina Festival at the monastery. And then we also want to help educate people about the importance of supporting the Bhikkhuni Sangha and supporting the unfolding of the Fourfold Sangha again. So I first met the Aloka Vihara nuns in 2012, and I was really inspired by their presence, by their practice, and by their vision of creating a Bhikkhuni monastery, a training monastery for nuns. And I was also really concerned about the barriers that they had faced in doing that, both from within the monastic Sangha as well as in the lay communities. It was really quite disheartening to learn that in this day and age, there continue to be a lot of opportunities for men to practice Theravada monasticism in monasteries that are led by men, and relatively few similar opportunities for women. And so I wanted to really help change that. And as someone who personally has had aspirations to take robes at various points, if I decide to do that, I would like to be able to do it without having to search really hard for opportunities. And I really want that for anyone, regardless of their gender. So personally, I've had a Buddhist practice for 20 years, and it really feels very essential to me in my practice that I have women teachers. I really want to hear women's stories, hear the teachings from a women's perspective, and just receive guidance in my practice from women. That kind of guidance just feels really vital and important to me in my own personal practice. And if there's anything this COVID-19 crisis has shown us, one of the things it's shown us is that we really need more women leaders. They've been some of the most effective during this crisis, and we need them urgently in our political world, in our religious communities, in all different areas of life. And so I really encourage you, as you're here today, just to think about ways that you can more fully step into alignment with the Buddha's vision of the Fourfold Sangha, and particularly how you can help support the Bhikkhuni Sangha and the Bhikkhuni monasteries. As we all know, this relationship between the lay and monastic communities, it's essential and vital. And we as lay people do really have a role to play in ensuring that gender inequality becomes a thing of the past in the monastic Sangha. So our role can really be to help support women in stepping fully into teaching and leadership roles, and to continuing to support their monasteries so that they can be places of awakening. So that's really my encouragement to you. And again, just really sending warm Wesak greetings to you all. And if you'd like to learn more about the Friends of Aloka Vihara, you can visit our website. It's friendsofalokavihara.org. And with that, I would love to turn it over to my friend Marianne, and she's going to speak a little bit about her connection and the support that she offers to Aloka Vihara and the nuns. Okay.
Thank you, Emily. Yes, and warm Wesak greetings. I'm honored to be able to share my experience, and so thank you, Emily, for that wonderful description of the Aloka Vihara's history, or rather Friends of Aloka Vihara, how you came to encounter the Bhikkhunis and commit to helping their journey here in the States. So I I've been practicing a little over a decade, and I first sat with the Aloka Vihara nuns at Spirit Rock 5 years ago. And before that, my practice was entirely with Western lay people in the Thai forest tradition. And it was a friend and teacher who suggested that I go to this monastic retreat at Spirit Rock. And initially, I had really no interest. I had left the Catholic Church roughly a decade before, and I was turned off by the ideas of patriarchy and kind of some of the more difficult aspects of what I knew to be organized religion. When my friend, or rather when I started researching and I found out that they were female monastics, I really started to soften to the idea. And so I went, and I remember right away, Aya Santa Chita invited us to try out bowing, as you know, when we came into the hall. And I thought, no way. And frankly, I felt slightly embarrassed by the idea. But by the end of the retreat, it came to me as naturally as observing my breath. And I continue to find it a beautiful way to engage with the practice. So it's not hyperbolic at all to say that this retreat completely shifted my relationship to Buddhism, my path of practice, the way in which the sisters embodied the practice, the way they modeled it, the way they held the space and shared the teachings with such generosity and sincerity. It was like nothing I had ever experienced in my years of sitting with many wonderful lay teachers. And I received the teachings in a way that I never could have from a lay teacher or, frankly, a male monastic. I know that about myself. And the fact that they're also warm and funny and relatable is just the icing on the cake. So both at that time and in the years that followed, through my own research and through my relationship to the bhikkhunis of Aloka Vihara and other monastic communities, I've learned a lot about the difficulties and the obstacles that they've faced and continue to face. And as many of us know, I'm personally in recovery. We can have some gratitude for the suffering that brought us to the path. And so I honor what I see as the alchemical process that was brought about by the pain and by the tremendous commitment to the monastic path, to the full experience of it, to one another, and the courage that fueled this huge leap of faith and brought them here, and has allowed me to participate in the rebirth of the Fourfold Sangha. So yes, I mean, what Emily pointed to is that my relationship to the female monastics has encouraged so much generosity in me. It's the flow of generosity where in my response, my natural response to their generosity is gratitude and inspires me to be generous in any and every way that I can. I have had the absolute privilege and joy of visiting the Aloka Vihara Monastery and what they model there in terms of love for the land, stewardship, sustainability, connection to the nature body. I am delighted that I get to to step into that space, and knowing when we did, when this crisis impacted all of us the world over, knowing that the sisters were deep in their winter retreat gave me a sense of safety, because I knew they were practicing for the benefit of all beings everywhere. And with that, I will say again, warm Wesak greetings, and thank you.